Sirkulasyon bloke sou tout route Montana. On jadis soissonnait la riche et Harris. Nous bois bon pas bon coup, nous mangeons bon griot. Mercredi 1er mars, son jour pape s'habiller, on chantait. À la content, content, à souhait à nos pays, mes amis. À la content, content, à souhait avec amis, oui c'est vrai. À la content, content, à souhait avec famille, mieux. À la content, content, à souhait à nos pays.
Oh yes, afternoon, afternoon. Welcome to my last 7 days in retrospective. Yours and truly. Let me pause this so I can get in news mode 1 second. Oh yeah. Afternoon, afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Afternoon, afternoon. I'm here to give you your last 7 days in retrospective. I hope that you had an excellent week last week and a good weekend as well on top of that. We are here today to give you some wild news report as we intend to do so, and also your sports review for the events that took place this weekend. And sorry for being off camera just a bit, and just to make after to make a few adjustments here before I do my presentation. Let's not waste your time. Let's get straight to it on the news that's been making the actualities over the last 7 days. And before I begin, I would like to ask for people who are watching the the how the election is like starting to heat up in the states. Uh, Audience, to those of you who know the great Dr. Cornel West, there is a little poll. I did not make the poll. It's a poll that they're doing online on who would you like to be in the candidacy this year if you are into the Democratic Party. Like some people said, would you like to see Cornel West jump into the election to face his counterpart? I think his rival in the same party, RFK Jr. I don't know what to say. It's a poll. Me, I'm just saying that for me, I appreciate the great doctor. He's an intelligent man, a wise professor at the University of Harvard. This guy, well, I've seen his shows on the Tavi Smiley show on the PBS station. Great man. It's just that politics is something. It's not something like me. I listen to it because I like to write my jokes when they're making topics. But I'm like, shouldn't you be like focusing on teaching the kids like at Harvard and jumping into this thing that you have to have some kind of a. It's not about politics. It's not about. It's about understanding the people. And it's kind of hard to see the way that every day that Dr. Cornel West get on the stations to promote his ideas for his campaign. He just confused me every time. And last week he was talking about like how carbon dioxide and all this stuff. I was like, what is this got to do with the current situation that we are going through right now? And again, it's not just him, many others as well. It's just confusing to me. Everybody know where I stand. I don't have to repeat myself when it comes to who I would like to get in there and do his things to try to help the people and try to bring relief to our situations here and North America and especially in the United States of America. But again, is Dr. Again, let the people know how you feel about this because those who are interested, not everybody's interested into stuff like that. But I'm just saying though, it's just like Dr. Cornel West. I don't know what you are or what you're doing in this race. Are you here to fill up the seat, or are you just here to entertain us? If so, entertain us in the WWE manner with a microphone. But I don't like to see a man who's intelligent making a mockery of himself on the grandest stage when you know you're not gonna win anything at all. You are just there to entertain the crowd. It's like going to the rodeo. You have this little clown. who's running around to entertain the real bull rider who's about to ride the bull. And they have this little clown like running in the rodeo circle and have the bulls chase him all day dressed up in red. And Dr. Cornel West, I'm not saying that you are a clown, but if politics was a rodeo arena, and you would be as close as we would have to a clown running in the circuit. And it is embarrassing, and I would stick to teaching the kids at Harvard University because that suits your personality and your qualification more than being a politician. So I'm glad I got this one out of the way. Now, folks, moving on to other news that's been making the actualities over the last 7 days. I recently came across this gem of a report that in the near future, folks, for those of you who like to put your money in the bank, there will be new stipulation that will affect your eyeballs, literally. The reason I'm saying this is just like in the near future. According to this little news, I was watching this report in 60 Minute Australia. It says that in the near future, humanity will be able to withdraw their funds via an eye retina scan device which will verify the identity of a client. Now, for those of you who suffer medical condition from being cross-eyed or having cataracts, you may have issues when this law is passed for you to verify your bank account with your eyeballs because you will need that to scan to a machine that will be available at your financial institution, and you will have one on your hip which is portable like your mobile device to help you identify your bank account using your eyeballs. Again, I repeat, to those who have cataracts, cross eyes, or having any eye issue, if you have one eye, I suggest you get that sorted out right now because it is coming down the pipeline, folks. You will need your eyeballs to be as healthy as possible to help verify your account. If you fit this description, I suggest you get to your doctor, your ocular, to try to fix your eye springs. This item will also come in the size of an iPod form, like those we had back in 2011, solely designed and to verify you, so you will no longer need your ID, and wherever you are in the world. So this law will be passed globally. It's coming down the pipe, whether it's in the next 5 or 10 years from now. So be ready. Again, if you got one eye, or if you suffer from blindness, cataract, or if you cross eyes, make sure you get your eye spring fixed because you will need your eyesight to verify your account. Because if your eyes don't work, folks, the money gets stuck in the bank. It belongs to them. You will not be able to cash it out. They will create all little stipulation to make sure your money is retained by the financial institution, your loss. Okay, the system is called the IRIS. Iris, no, it have nothing to do with the terrorist group. This is what the machine is called, the iris scan. It will be used to verify your bank account using your eye veins and your skull to and link to your retina. And another one, a topic that's been making actuality is now when it comes to July 25th, 2023, El Presidente himself, the head honcho, and the man, the big man in the White House, El Presidente Signore Giuseppe Biden, have officially announced the plan to build a statue for the late Emmett Till. This was making the news last week. Personally, this is something I'm highly up against because I feel like people don't want to reminisce on past trauma. I would rather have a big paycheck sent to me in an envelope, signed, sealed, and delivered to me to soothe my pain. You can soothe my pain with 50 grands, and you cannot soothe my pain by me looking at a statue because, according to my father, because he was the Christian in my family, he says that a man should not be worshiping false idols. In other words, I don't want to worship a statue. Just give me the money. I'll know what to do with that. I could, heal my soul with a paycheck instead. 50 grand minimum will do. And now, this monument, it was to commemorate the young African American Emmett Till, who was lynched in 1955 for whistling at a Caucasian lady who recently passed away by the name of Caroline Bryant, and including two other culprits who were not processed properly to the judicial system who were released when the case was brought up to court. But again, a statute was proposed by the president. I did watch the press conference. Was I happy about it? Not really. Some people find that it was a wonderful gesture by him, which is appreciated in some part. But me personally, if you ask me, I would like to have a sizable paycheck, minimum 50 grand, to help heal my wounds when I'm looking at such traumatic event. Because me, I'm not into symbolism. I'm into I want some money. I'm not going to sit here and look at the camera and pretend. What I want is cold cash, 50 grand in an envelope. That would have done the job for me. And moving on to other topics. Let me see here in my binder here. And verdict. They said that lately, it's a report. I don't know if that's actually facts because I have not seen the canine identify. According to the White House, there is a canine on the loose, folks, and there is a canine on the loose, and that canine is a big German Shepherd who's unhinged, running around, biting people in the ass and legs, back of the calves. And please, folks, if you see a canine chasing you, do not run. A German Shepherd is a very aggressive dog. If you run, that you show him you're scared, he will chase you and bite you. He will bite the plug out. He will bite the plug out of your ass. So please be careful. But unfortunately, this particular canine was royalty in North America. This dog belonged to again El Presidente Josefio Bidino. And when the Secret Service was notified of the situation and when they received the report, it was claimed that the canine was rolling on the floor with a bag of flour before it got too excited, then went on a tear, literally tearing up the ass pieces of those visitors who was around the vicinity. So please be careful with German Shepherd. Again, these dogs are not, unless you scare them or try to take off and run, they will chase you and bite the plug out of your ass. So please be careful when you around German Shepherd, especially if they don't have a muzzle on. Your health might be at risk. Now, visitors have been warned to please be on a high alert to avoid catching rabies or worse. So please be on your best behaviors when you're around them and be on high alert. And now, next news that we are here to address is just according to the UK and the United Kingdom, the newspaper The Guardian, Channel 4, satire last night. I was doing a research on that. There was a scientist by the name of Greg Wallace who was doing a report, and he says that in the near future they may look at the option of serving human meat. Uh, you heard this here, folks. Human meat will be sold to a supermarket near you in the near future to help us address the cost of living crisis. And I can tell you from the city I'm residing right now, a lot of employers been furious lately about their pay. And normally I'm not a guy who support union strikes or manifestation. If you can translate this in French, when people go on strike, I feel like businesses get disturbed. But in particular, the grocery store chains called Metro, uh, which I've been very happy with in my life living here in the great state of Quebec and Ontario. I've always shopped at Metro because they always have the good products I need. But lately, the whole weekend, I believe they were on a strike on Saturday. They shut down the stores so people could not shop for their favorite goodies. And I'm on the side of the workers here because I feel like they deserve to get the pay that they ask for. That they're not asking you much. They just want a little bump on their salary because these people don't forget. I went through a pandemic over the last, as we all did, because no one was exempt from this. And these guys did put their life on the line to serve you. And remember back in the day, like back in the pandemic days, where you used to go shop and you had to spray the cards and spray. Imagine the amount of fruits, meat, goods that are coming in the supermarket, and these people were the first one in line to be touching these to prepare them and put them on the shelf for us. The least we could show him is not me, because I'm not a CEO who own these companies. The least you could do is give him the salary that they ask you for to make sure that they continue, because half of these people are working part time. Nowadays, it's the theme. The hours been cut, salaries been cut. Certain position, people have been relieved of their posts. So they just want like a little bit. They just want a piece of the pie, like the lady was saying yesterday on the report. So I would like to see improvement on this. But if this carries on, if the farmers does not get what they need to, the help they need, the funds they need to help run their farms, I do not want to buy human meat. This is not something I'm into. I mean, I don't, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy if it comes down to feeding off them to survive. Uh, um, I'm satisfied enough to eat fish and from time to time a little steak and here and there, a little pork chop here and there from time to time. But human meat, this would create a surge in the vegetarian program because a lot of you guys now are laughing at people who are vegan and vegetarian. If they start serving human meat in your supermarket, I wonder how you're going to react to it. By force, you will have to become a vegetarian because it would be hard to digest. For me, human meat. Ladies, we're not talking to you because some of you guys already had practice on how to do that. But again, uh, human meat, according to this dude here, Craig Wallace, he says the British Miracle Meat was visiting a company that sold engineered human meat as a way to, ladies and gentlemen, look here. Now, if we go to a, where are they gonna get this meat from, huh? Now every time like somebody have a surgery in the hospital now, whether it's like a skin graft or they lost a limb from a car accident, now I'll be concerned because now I'm gonna be at the hospital asking question, what have you done with the meat that you guys just did the surgery? Like I know you guys just performed surgery on this individual, but what did you guys do with the piece of meat that you chopped off? For example, let's just say somebody went to the hospital for a cancer treatment and or an amputation. So are you telling me you intend to feed the population amputated meat or cancerous meat? Like, is this where we're heading, folks? Are we indeed in the last days in humanity? Again, this is something that raised my concern. Again, I'm not pro human meat. I don't want to eat human meat. I am pro. I'd rather go on a vegetable binge or become a full-time vegan because this is just gonna get crazy. How they're gonna harvest. Okay, just like there was a restaurant called Arby's when I was a kid. They used to have this slogan called "We got the meats." But apparently, these meat that they're proposing will be grown from slices of flesh surgically harvested from humans. So please, if your parents is sick right now, or if you have anybody who have any plans to have amputation done soon, please ask them to sign a waiver to avoid having their meats sold. For those of you ladies who are into Botox injection, doing like fist lift or nip and tuck, please be careful because your left breast might be sold. I mean, I enjoy my chicken breast from time to time, but I have not had human breast since I was a baby, and I don't intend to have human breast in my mouth unless I'm making love to a lady. And apparently, they want to force this upon our society to feed us engineered human meat. So please be on high alert and be careful of what you put in your mouth. Like your mama used to say when you were a kid, always watch what you eat. Now this time do it literally, please, with a microscope. Okay. Now, moving on to other topics that's been making the news recently. Uh, mm, Apparently, yesterday this young lady went to a concert and wanted to improve on her idiocracy by making a mockery of an established superstar, as we all know by the name of Cardi B. Cardi B is this young Puerto Rican successful artist. Hola, mi hermana, Mamacita Cardi B. This young lady wanted to embarrass Cardi B on stage by throwing a cup of soda in her face, and she was successful at it, but she did not expect the comeback. And Cardi B, being as experienced and ratchetness as she is, took the microphone and turned it into a javelin as if she was practicing for the upcoming Olympic in Paris. And it was a perfect, accurate hit. The microphone landed right in the forehead of the fan who was sitting front row. Damn, they split her head open sideways for being disrespectful to Cardi B. People, if you are going to a concert, go there to be entertained. Do not go there to try to embarrass the artist on stage because not all artists have the composure to be civilized with you. Because if you ruffle the wrong feathers, something will come back and bite you. And in that case, Cardi B, who's been frustrated by the situation, took matters into her own hands and turned the microphone into an Olympic javelin and handled her business accordingly. Now, moving on to a disturbing news that's been making actuality in the East Coast of America. Uh, we have had recently, due to the heat, an invasion of sea lions. Uh, I'm not making this up. If you want to go on Google or Bang or whatever system you use to search for news online, please do so. Sea lions been running rampant on the beaches in California, chasing down civilians. There's been warning that for people to please stay away from the beaches in California. Now, when I was a kid, if you were a surfer, uh, the biggest news was that like there was a shark infestation in the waters in California, especially in Orange County. And if you were surfers, their limb were being torn by sharks. But now these days the game have changed, the game has evolved, and now people are being chased out of the ocean by sea lions and who've been attacking surfers in the Southern California regions. Now, the location of where this happened was at the entrance of Dana Strange Beach and Dana Point. I don't live there, I mean, I live in the East Coast. But a warning was issued, so visitors have been warned to beware of these aggressive sea lions. And these ones don't roar, folks. They just make noises like this, like "Ee!" So when they come to chase you, you will not see it coming. So please be on the lookout of these dangerous, vicious, cold-blooded sea lions. And now, if you cannot get help, if you don't have your family with you, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like lifeguards to assist. And since we are looking for lifeguards to help the civilians, I would like to alert David Hasselhoff immediately with his delegation of Baywatch squad to be there to try to rescue the people, especially you, Pamela Anderson. When I was a kid, I used to watch you run down the beach. I had my reasons, and nothing brought me joy as a child because my mother used to wonder why I like watching Baywatch. I just like watching the introduction to see Pamela Anderson running like da 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 da. When I was a kid, I used to enjoy watching Baywatch. And Pamela Anderson, please come out of retirement to help these innocent folks to because we want them to have a good experience when they go swimming in the beaches, whether it's Laguna or Dana Strange Beach. So please, folks, help our good folks out there at the beach because we don't want them to get devoured or attacked by sea lions. It wouldn't be fair because it would bring down tourism and, of course, the attraction to go visit these beaches, whether it's this year or next year. Now, moving on to other news that's been making my circle here, we in Florida. This is another funny head topic. A herd of grazing cows have shut down a stretch of Florida's turnpike, causing backup for hours when it comes to traffic. This event happened last week uh, in Ascola County, Florida. Now, there was a SWAT team of negotiators who was trying to negotiate with the leaders of these cows, but unfortunately, there was no translator to translate English to Mu. And the reply from the demand that the cow were making were very simple. They were like, stay the hell out of our way as we graze. And if you don't like it, please stay in your car. If you come out, we're going to unleash some bulls on you. And All they kept saying was moo, and people thought this was a joke. They thought it was the laughing cows smiling and saying cheese to the cameras. These were so. It was a combination of cows and bulls. And please, folks, if you're in Florida and the Osceola County, be on the lookout for these grazing bulls and cows, and them in business. And please be aware of that. Now, a disturbing news that came across my desk yesterday as I was doing my research was this family who was traveling to a basketball game. This gentleman here, Mr. Demi Janelli, was stopped by the police in Texas for having his license plate wrongly checked by the state troopers there in Texas. Now, when they asked the officer, why did you stop this man and his family on his way to a basketball game minding his own business? His reply was that there was a mistake made. Now, Frisco police chiefs apologized to an Arkansas family pulled over at gunpoint on Dallas North Tollway. The black Dodge sedan was stopped, and the officers checked the wrong license plate because he says that instead of searching for a, A-R, he put AZ, which stands for Arizona, and the family is from Arkansas. Now, I don't know who did this young man's training or these two's training, but please, I believe that you are up for a review and to redo your police training to make sure that you are able to properly check license plates so that way you don't cost the city thousands, or even millions of dollars from lawsuits. So please be careful next time, officers out there. Please know how to read your license plate because this family is getting ready to press charges because their babies were put in handcuffs and they're not very happy about this. So please be careful, officers or constables out there. If you're gonna read a license plate, make sure you are reading the correct license plate for the exact state or province. Because what if the A was missing in the license plate? He could have mistaken the family for Zimbabweans, and we have to make sure we avoid making these mistakes. So please be careful when you're pulling people over, whether for whatever reason you are pulling them over, which I have no idea. Now, to close the news segment, when it comes to the funny reports, I would like if you guys would like to go see a movie. You don't even have to go see it because it's already online. I highly recommend the movie They Cloned Tyrone. This movie, I was recommended to watch this movie by a few mentors of mine, and I finally had a chance to watch Jamie Foxx for his big return on the big screen with Johnny Boyega, and I had fun watching this movie. It's very confusing, very mind bending. I intend to watch it again. It's very entertaining. And the focal point was about the repetition of our daily life and daily routine, but how they keep cloning the same person over and over and over and over again. I don't want to spoil it for you. I would like you to go watch this movie and enjoy. And before I close, I have to do my sports report. Don't forget this past weekend there were like some big events when it comes to the sports world. I'm gonna begin with UFC 291. In case you missed it, you missed a great, you missed three great MMA matches. I would highly recommend you watch the match between that involved Derek Lewis, the co-main event with Alex Pereira, and of course the main event with Justin Gaethje. And the predictions I made for these bouts were on the money, and these gentlemen entertained me. And for those of you who like Derek Lewis, folks, Derek Lewis has fought his last fight in the UFC on contract because if he does not sign, I believe that he will be signing with another league in North America, preferably the PFL or if not Bellator. And Justin Gaethje, if you ask me for the performance of the night, who it was, I would say Derek Lewis with the high flying knee. But the knockout of the night went to get Justin Gaethje. I called it, and this kid delivered with a right kick to the left temple of Justin the Diamond Poirier from New Orleans. This guy shocked the heck out of me because normally when Gaethje knocked people out, he used his fist, and I did not know this guy could kick. And shocked the hell out of me and knocked Dustin Poirier out in the second round. I was just like, what the hell? And Alex Pereira had a victory yesterday, but on Saturday night. But I would like to give the praise, respect to Alex Pereira, but more to Glover Teixeira. When you have a good coach on your side, this is what happens, folks. You can adjust in the middle of a fight, especially a high level fight, which may produce a chance for Alex Pereira to get a title shot at 205. And the first round, I watched the fight, and he was struggling badly in the first round because he's a kickboxer. He's not used to being taken on the ground, and I thought he was gonna get submitted by Jagovic. Jan Zlahovic got tired, and because I did see he was gonna take him down, he did the takedown attempt, but he burned his fuel in the first round and could not take the punishment in the second and third. Glover Teixeira, respect to Glover Teixeira, told Alex, "Let's go upstairs and see what this young man had to offer," and it worked. It was a three-round fight, and Alex Pereira took him to a place where he has not been before when it comes to the striking game. A lot of power, as we expected from Alex Pereira. Completely dominated the second round and the third round, finishing the fight in a comfortable manner and winning by decision. But the performance of the night went to Derek Lewis because the way he signed up the UFC was ridiculous. The man opened the fight with a high flying knee to the face, and then it was ground pound from there on, giving him a sweet victory, knockout TKO in the first round. Congratulations again. I had fun watching 291. And when it comes to boxing, I would like to give respect, praise again. I bow down to the fisherman Terrence Bud Crawford, who have caught himself this weekend a 140 pounds tester from Texas by the name of Errol Spence Jr., knocking him down three times before round eight, and then having him TKO as I predicted, doing me one round. He beat me by one round because I see he was going to put him out of his misery by round 10, as I wished, and he finished him off in the ninth round, becoming the undefeated, undisputed, and two divisions, actually in three divisions, by the way, because they said two is three divisions. The only fighter to have done so since the era of the last four kings, which consisted of Sugar Ray Leonard Jr., Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, and of course Thomas the Hitman Hearns. On Saturday, it was a pleasure to see all the legends were there to give Terence Crawford his praise and also witness greatness. People don't know how good this guy is. Boxing fans, you are looking at now the king of this era. Now, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, they were all there on Saturday because don't forget a fight like this of this magnitude is you are watching the best of the best. So they had all the legends gathered around in Las Vegas at the MGM, from Mike Tyson to even the Holyfield. If you name it, they were there. And it was a pleasure to witness history. Terrence Bud Crawford, I would like to congratulate you on your sweet victory of now. Now the throne is yours. What I wish for you, young men, is this. I know that they held you back for the last 10 years. They did not want to give you chances to fight for the belt. Now you are that guy. So please, on for boxing's sake, I would like for you to now, at 35 years old, to accept giving him the title shot. Don't be like them, because they were scared of this kid to give him the shot because they were scared of his power, because that's what he does. He finishes people off. So now the next fighters on the list, we have there is a rematch clause for Errol Spence Jr. to challenge him in December or in November to have a rematch, which the outcome will be the same. He will get beat up again. So the person I would like to see you fight next, champ, would be Jermell Charlo. Yes, folks, I said Jermell Charlo, and Terrence Bud Crawford did point at him with his. He looked at him like after he knocked out Errol Spence. He know what's next. So against T Bud, please, T Bud Crawford, do not be like them. You are 35 years old. I expect you to rule boxing now with an iron fist in the welterweight division. And we are issuing a call out for all the boxers who did not want to fight this guy. If you want some, come get some. You know T-Bud is not playing with you guys. So from Canelo to Charlo to whoever it is, I would like the champ to call him out one by one by one. The way you fight, you don't get hurt. You just knock people out senselessly, buff. I would like you to have 3 fights a year over the next 3 years, so we can clean out the entire division of boxing. So that way there can only be one. Okay. So Jamel Charlo, I know you got to fight Canelo Alvarez in September or in October. I don't know the exact date, but please make sure you keep these belts ready for us because Terrence Bud Crawford is coming for all the marbles. So that's all I have for today, folks. And I will come back soon with the daily art debrief in the next couple of days. Have a nice day, folks, and I hope your last 7 days was fun. And let's look towards another 7 days of crazy news and this crazy media that we have nowadays. That's all I have for today, folks. God bless and ta ta. Have a nice day. Bye.